we're going to talk about these movements that you can do before you go on a walk, before you do any kind of cardio, but you can also do them throughout the day just to feel better as well. And it addresses common areas that we tend to overlook. It addresses your ability to stabilize, your ability to move, a preparation series to get you ready for the walking mechanics, and then something to get you moving a little faster just to prepare you for the walking aspect of what you're doing. Okay? So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about stabilize. We're going to clasp our hands and just do a simple push and pull. So it's going to look like this. You're going to take your hands and put them like this, and put them in front of you like that. And all you're going to do with good posture, get your shoes stable, you're just going to push your hands against each other and then pull, alternating, while keeping your posture good. You're just going to do that for about 15 seconds. So go ahead, just push, pull, push, pull. And you should feel when you do that, you should feel your abs tighten up a little bit as well. Okay? Keep your elbows strong. If this hurts your shoulders, you can bring it down a little lower. But it's working on a push and pull just to wake up these muscles. You're just going to do that for about 15 seconds. Okay. So if you have to, you can adjust. So you can put your hands here, or you can just kind of go like this, whatever is easiest for you to do. You can even hold a stick or a pole and push and pull. All right? So that's the first thing. Clasped hands with a push and pull for stabilizing. Now we're going to do a pausing side-to-side shift. It's real simple. Now, if you feel like you need to work on your balance a little bit, be in a place where you can put your hand on the wall, facing the wall. Otherwise, you can just do it facing outward, but it's just simply, you're going to start shifting all your weight onto your left, and you're going to shift out to the right and just pause. Shift to the left, pause. Just basically going back and forth, keeping good posture, pausing on each side for 15 seconds. If you need to put your hands out for better balance, you can do that. And the key is you want to pause. You don't want to just go like this. Okay, you want to control it. You want to own the motion. And if you feel confident, at some point you could even try and pick one foot up and work on the balance. But start off by just doing a shift. Just like that. Side to side, shift with a pause. It's going to work on your stabilizers on the outside of your hips and your core and your posture. Okay? So 15 seconds of the side to side, pausing, weight shifts. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do something called a short foot squeeze. Meaning you're just going to be standing up. Okay? You can hold on if you need to, but you're going to be taking your foot and trying to shorten it. So you're trying to take your toes towards your heel, almost like you're trying to squeeze the floor underneath you. You're doing this with just a contraction inside your shoe, or barefoot, and relax. You're just contracting and relaxing to try and wake up what's called the foot core, the deep muscles inside your foot and ankle that help to stabilize and keep you balanced. So you're just going to go for 15 seconds of short foot exercise. Squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax, just like that with your foot. Does everybody feel that in your arch a little? Feel that waking up a little? Okay? So that short foot exercise, you can do it standing, you can also do it seated in a chair. You can be sitting down and sit down.
The heel stays on the ground.
The heel stays down, yes. Your foot remains flat. Your foot remains flat, and as you're doing it, it's more so a contraction like this versus a rocking. Okay? All right. So those are the exercises that we're doing to stabilize. Now we're going to mobilize, meaning we woke up our stabilizer muscles. We got our engine firing a little bit. Now we want to get our joints moving a little better. So we're going to do something called heel-toe rocking. This one, you're going to turn around and put your hands against the wall. And all you're going to do is go up on your toes as far as you can. And then rock back onto your heels, trying to pick your toes towards your shin. Toes, heels. You can do it leaning against the wall, or you can do it freestanding. You can even do it seated as well. Okay, you're just going to go heel-toe rocking. Try and keep your shoes parallel and shoulder width apart so that you have a good base of support. And just rocking and exaggerating that motion forward and back. Okay? Again, if you feel unsteady with that, make sure you're holding on to something. So that is heel-toe rocking. Nice job.
When you come back, do you rock back or just lay
When
flat?
you rock back, you don't want to push your hips back. You want to stay tall. You're just trying to pull your toes off the floor as high as you can. But keep good posture. Because we sometimes tend to lose ankle range of motion as we become less conditioned or as we age. You want to maintain that throughout the day so that you reduce your risk of falls and reduce your risk of having knee or hip problems or back problems. Now we're going to go to knee curls. All you're going to do with this is good posture, and you're just trying to pull your foot towards your butt as high as you can, just like that. Alternating in place, hands out for balance if you need it, otherwise you can just go here. And the key with this is to try and pull your foot to your butt without waving side to side too much. All right? You want to be steady and stable. Question? So you want to be stable, and you're just working on pulling your shoe towards your butt. Okay, that wakes up your hamstring muscles a little bit. It gives a quick little stretch to your quads, and it helps you with movement control. All right? Nice job, everyone. Now we're going to do what's called a standing warrior rotation. This one, you're going to stand shoulder width apart. You're going to, let's have everyone face that way, please. Okay? Pretend like you're holding a box, and you're just going to rotate and make a T, and then come back to hold the box. And then rotate to the other side and make a T. Okay? You want to keep your shoes planted forward though, so you're rotating and twisting, and then coming back, rotate and twist, and come back. So you're trying to make a T right here like this, perpendicular to where you started. Standing warrior rotation. If you've done yoga, warrior pose is with this position here, all right? So, but we're keeping our hips square to turn. So this works on our posture, our upper back, ribs and shoulder blade, and shoulder joints being able to rotate for good range of motion. Helps with arm swing for your walking pattern as well too. So those three, now we've got you moving more. First we prepped you for movement. Now we got you moving more with some of the joints that are needed for good healthy movement mechanics. Okay. Now we're going to do what's called movement prep. These are exercises that have a crossover effect of working the muscles that are necessary for your walking pattern. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do marching with cheek to cheek. All right? We're going cheek to cheek. Okay? Cheek to cheek. But you're exaggerating the march while you're going cheek to cheek.
I know.
So we're exaggerating the arm swing. Opposite. Just like that, cheek to cheek. There we go. Good. Now some of you think your cheeks are up here, and, and hopefully our cheeks aren't down here yet. But right here, just like that. Good. Just working on that here. Because when you walk, you want to keep your elbow bent. You don't want to have here. So work on this arm pattern right like that. Nice job. 15 seconds of that. You're exaggerating the knee lift. And here's a little tip. As you pull your knee up, pull your toes up at the same time. That reinforces a good pattern. Okay? Looking good, everyone. Looking good. All right. Now we're going to do hip hinges. Hip hinges, all the motion comes from here. And there's two key components of this. Number one is you unlock your knees, you keep them soft, and then they kind of stay in that position the whole time. It's not a squat. It's all here. And number two is you want to keep good posture for your upper back. So you don't want to round like this. There should be a straight line between your head and your butt. So all you're going to do is just hinge, and stand up. Hinge and stand up. You can go as far as you feel comfortable going. Your hips should go back as you hinge. And your knees stay soft. They don't lock out. They stay slightly bent. And your head follows along in neutral position as you're hinging. Some of you may feel a pull down the back of your leg. That's a good thing. A little bit of a hamstring stretch. But really, really important is you don't want to collapse. Okay? You want to be proud. Be proud. Show off the front of your shirt to the floor. That's kind of think about that. That's what you want to lead with. Okay? You don't want to lead with your shoulders. You want to lead with the front of your shirt. That's right. And stick your butt out. Okay? Looking really good. Nice job. Y'all are champions at this. Split squats. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on that opposite pattern of one leg forward, opposite hand forward. So you're going to have one leg forward. That front shoe is flat. And again, if you need to, put your hand on the wall for balance. And all you're going to do is the leg that's forward, the other hand is right here. The other hand is by your cheek. And you're just going to drop down and up. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. You're just dropping down as far as you feel comfortable going. But notice my posture. I'm here. I'm not collapsing. Okay? I'm just working right here. Front shoe remains flat. If I put a $100 bill underneath your front heel, I shouldn't be able to come and take it from you. Okay? That'll be my tip for today. So you're going to do about 15 seconds and then switch legs. So now put your other leg forward. And if you need to, you can have your feet a little wider apart for more balance, if that will help you. Because you want to try and have your shoes parallel if you can with this. You want to try to have your shoes parallel versus turned outward. And it's just a simple little partial split squat or lunge in place. Just to wake your quad muscles up a little bit for deceleration. So when you're going downstairs or you're going down a hill, your quad muscle is the one that slows you down to keep you from falling. So it's important to prep it like this to get you prepared for that. And then when you're going upstairs or you're walking, your butt muscles are the one that's propelling you forward. So that's also what we're working on with that front leg. So that is the movement prep. The last one is the fun one. So now we're going to do power prep. We all need power throughout our life, but there's different levels of power. Power is basically to be able to move force quickly. All right? Whether that be a light load or a heavy load, be able to move it quickly. So when you're walking fast, you're producing power into the ground. So you want to prepare yourself for that with some agility type movements that get you to move a little faster to prepare you for running. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to do some river dancing. All right? Hit the music. No. What we're going to do is we're going to do a river dance where you basically take your foot to your opposite hand without losing your posture. So you're just going to try and go like this. Okay? If you can only pick it up an inch off the floor, that's okay. Then you work there. But you work your way up to try and get to your opposite hand. And again, if you have to, put your hand on the wall and just work one at a time if you are concerned about balance. That's okay too. But we lose this motion. How many times do you sit down and you go to take your shoe off and you're like, oh, you can't get it up there. All right? We don't want to lose that hip range of motion with that rotation. I think we got a production here for Broadway. We're ready to go. So we got some river dancing going on. That's great for the hips. The key is when you're doing it, you want to stay upright. You don't want to bob like that.
Excuse me?
Okay? Nice job. No worries. Join us. We're having fun.
Okay.
Sidestepping. So, sidestepping. Now what we're going to do is everybody's going to face this way, and you're just going to sidestep one side of the room into the other. Let's see how good you are. I want to make sure no one is in the same row. We're not playing bumper cars. Okay? So all you're going to do is your shoes are parallel, and you're just going to step, replace, step, replace, step, replace, and then go back. Step, replace, step, replace. Just working on a side-to-side motion. Okay? So let's do that. You can go all the way across the room, or you can go halfway, but just work on that step, replace movement as fast as you feel comfortable going with your side steps. Give it a try. Nice. I feel like Frogger. I have to make my way through without getting hit. Looking good. Nice. I see some of you take yoga. I see the hips popping back and forth on the hip. A little Zumba. Jazzercise maybe. All right, nice job. So you're going to do sidestepping, because that's going to, that first thing we did where you stepped and paused, now you're ready to do it more dynamic. You're ready to use those muscles to keep you upright a little more. And there are times when you're walking, you have to sidestep to avoid a hazard, or that you have to get over an obstacle. Okay? So practicing your sidestepping is really important. And then the last one we're going to do is the karaoke. Not karaoke, because I cannot sing, but karaoke, which is a crossover. Some people may know it as the grapevine. All right? All you're going to do is cross, watch me first. You're going to cross in front and behind. And your goal is to turn your hips. Okay? You don't want to just be crossing right here like this. You want to turn your hips and rotate like that. And you're just going to do karaoke. So we're going to do it back and forth again just like before. But this time, instead of not crossing your shoes, now you're going to cross and behind, and then come the other way, behind and front. You're working on rotation. It's going to give you confidence with movement. It's going to work on your movement pattern and reinforcing your stability. Okay, give it a try. Yep. There we go.
Got your left feet here.
That's all right. So remember, in front, then behind. In front, behind. Keep your posture up. No leaning forward. Looking good, everyone. All right, nice job. How are we all feeling right now?
Great.
Feel good, right? So we can go climb a mountain? Are we ready to go? All right. So that is a quick little sequence that you can do to prepare yourself before any kind of walk. Let's give this guy a round of applause. So,
have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a little prep exercise that you can do. Takes you, I'm telling you, I went through and practiced it. You can go through this whole thing in 4 minutes if you do 15 seconds of each. And there's no excuse for that, because quite honestly, if you are crunched for time, take 4 minutes off your walk, but do this for the first 4 minutes, and I promise you it's actually going to give you more benefit. So keep that in mind. I'm going to stick around for any questions. Thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for the video soon.